All right, everybody, welcome back to Gen Booms.
Gen Booms, welcome back.
Yeah, and today we are actually continuing, basically. We did Guts last time by Olivia Rodrigo, and I had known before that like there was a deluxe version, and a lot of y'all were sort of even on the recent video that we just posted were like, you guys got to see the extra 5 songs on the deluxe version. So like, all right, it's not too long, we'll check it out. And so we're gonna check out the 5 songs here.
Yeah, that's cool. I like the album a lot. The Guts album as well as the Sour album. So really good. Didn't know that there was a deluxe with extra songs, and like I said, a bunch of people said you got to hear that. So
yeah,
that's cool. So let's do it.
And I'm pretty sure I have not heard. I don't think that any of these were like necessarily on the radio. Like on the original album, I'd heard a few of them. Here, I don't even recognize these, so it should be completely new.
I don't know. I saw that she had put out a music video for the song "Obsessed."
Okay.
I haven't watched it. I had read that, so that if there was a single, it would have been that one. But
I was gonna say off streams, that's the biggest of the 5.
Okay.
So yeah, it seems like that one's meant to be the biggest.
Okay.
Which is the first one. So we'll get right into it.
All right. Cool.
Here we go.
I know she's been asleep on my side of your bed, and I remember every detail you have ever told me. So be careful, baby. I'm so obsessed with your ex. Yeah, I'm so obsessed with your ex.
There's some cool noises and stuff.
She's talented, she's good with kids. She even speaks kindly about me. Baby, I'm so obsessed with your ex. I know she's been asleep on my side of your bed, and I can feel it. I'm staring at her like I wanna get hurt, and I remember every detail you have ever told me. So be careful, baby. Is she friends with your friends? Is she good in bed? Do you think about her? No, I'm fine. It doesn't matter. Tell me, is she easygoing? Never controlling, well-traveled, well-read. I'm going to make me so obsessed. I'm so obsessed with your ex. I'm so obsessed with your ex. God, you make me so obsessed. I'm so obsessed with your
All right, there we are.
That was a good start.
That was a cool start. Yeah,
that was fun. I was rocking, and a lot of cool stuff like in the background. Just like
There was a lot of cool,
just ripping through in the background.
noises, instruments, layers. That one was really cool. Production-wise, that one was really cool. I will say, in terms of for a deluxe, because we were talking about the progression of Sour was like, this guy fucked me over, and then Guts was like, all right, I'm part of this.
Yeah,
and then Deluxe is like, I'm a problem. I'm a problem right now. Like, this is entirely my fault right here. It's like, you guys have both moved on. I have problems.
Yeah, I mean, it's still someone in theme with the other Guts songs.
For sure.
Being in a relationship with somebody and all that, but it's
it's definitely more insecurity and
which is a lot of what Guts was about anyway, just the insecurity of relationships and things like that. But but this one, he's in love with her, but she's still freaking out like, but she was so awesome. So that was fun. I also like some of the production of just like some of them. She's kind of like just almost screaming it out, and then it just drops down to just baby. Like it's kind of cool how
she did that a few times. I remember on the album. She does pretty good at those, like these songs that build each verse and then they quiet down, and then the last verse is when it like really was kick in.
Yeah,
those are cool.
Well, it makes it fun and it kind of pulls you in because like you're just rocking and listening, and then it just all the music just drops out.
Yeah,
she's just like but tell me, baby. And it just pulls you in. So yeah, it's really cool. I really liked it a lot.
Yeah,
it was great.
So we're getting to Girl I've Always Been.
Ready?
Are you ready? I'm gonna scare you again.
Don't scare me again.
Cursing me, trash my name. I rained all over your parade. Now you're on my couch, you're fighting tears. You say I'm cruel beyond my years. And as I'm walking out that door, I say you don't know me anymore. Well, I have captors I call friends. Got wrapped up in the game again. And you woke up in an empty bed. And I can't say I'm a perfect 10, but I am the girl I've always been.
Got a bit of a country vibe.
Mm-hmm. Got a
Especially
fun.
the way she's singing, yeah.
You knew everything you'd be getting. I told you right from the beginning. Now you're on my case. How could I go? You never dreamed to be so cold. And then with venom on your tongue, you ask me who I have become. Well, I had captives I call friends. I am the girl I've always been. I got wrapped up in the game again. You woke up in an empty bed. And I can't say I'm a perfect 10, but I am the girl I've always been. Yeah, I'm a candle in the wind. I'll turn you out, I'll turn you in, but I am the girl I've always been.
That was totally like a country thing.
It was. Yeah, like that was
Yeah,
pretty
that was funny.
That was pretty cool.
It almost felt like a parody at the end, just because of that.
Kind of, yeah, definitely a country vibe. It kind of got a Dolly Parton thing, kind of a vibe to it. She would write songs and a little different than what Dolly would have done. But anyway, yeah, that was that was a fun
Cool.
little
Yeah,
country
it's
vibe.
nothing crazy, nothing like super long or complex.
Super
It's
short,
very
actually.
Just it totally felt like something. Like, I just want to sort of make a country song.
Yeah, kind of. That was just fun. Liked it.
Yeah, the lyrics are funny. It reminds me. I know you haven't heard much from, but Kid Laroi, where he's got a song like there's a lot of songs like that, but he's one that very much similar. It's called like Same or something, or the whole song. He's just like, I've been the same, and I don't know why you're like now you have a problem with me. I was like, you trying to fix me or something the whole time. Like, I've been the same person. You should have just known this.
Yeah.
It was the same.
Definitely that kind of vibe. Yeah, I mean that's what she's saying. Like, you knew what you were getting.
Yeah, exactly. You shouldn't have got into it.
That was cool.
That was funny. Yeah. And now we're on the Scared of My Guitar. Covering all genres.
Yeah, folk now.
Yeah.
Perfect, easy, so good to me. So why is there a pit in my gut? In the shape of you, distract myself. Say it's something else. Maybe I'm just overwhelmed. I say that I'm fine. I tell you all the time I've never felt so happy and sure. But I'm so scared of my guitar, 'cause it cuts right through to the heart. Yeah, I'm so scared of my guitar. If I play it, then I'll think too hard. Once you let the thought in, then it's already done. So I lay in your arms and pretend that it's love. I'd have the nerve to just stop stringing you along, but I'm not half as decent as you. I'd rather be tied to someone, even if they're wrong, and make excuses. My friends know the truth is I'm not as alright as I claim. I'm so scared of my guitar, 'cause it cuts right through to the heart. Yeah, it knows me too well, so I got no excuse. I can't lie to it the same way that I lie to you. Once you let the thought in, then it's already done. So I lay in your arms and pretend doubt always creeps through my mind. So we'll stay together, 'cause how could I ever trade something that's good for what's right? It knows me too well, I got no excuse. I can't lie to it the same way that I lie to you. I'm so scared of my guitar when I play it. It's when I think too hard, pretend that it's love. Yeah, I'll lay in your arms and pretend it's enough.
That was nice. That
really
was actually,
nice song.
yeah, pretty, deep in the sense of that. Well, also since she is such a, good songwriter and singer, and sings clearly about her relationships and things like that. So it does kind of make sense that, if she's just playing on her guitar and she's writing songs and, what have you like that, and you're with somebody that you know isn't really the right person and all that. I could see it's gotta be, I'm gonna write a song that's gonna be not what I want. Like, so being scared of your guitar is an interesting take on it.
Way of saying it.
Yeah, and that was really, really,
really cool song.
Really cool.
That was really cool. Yeah.
That was an interesting take on being scared of your guitar. Like, okay, makes sense when she, explains it, and there's clearly, a self-awareness that this isn't the right person. For her to be with, but
possibly not. Yeah.
But also,
that you might be happy. Like, I don't know.
But also not. I mean, she's self-aware of it, but she's also like not moving on to do she's like, if you're pretending to love somebody, that's not good.
Yeah,
either,
she doesn't really know if it's.
Yeah,
good
like
or not.
it's.
She's afraid to know if maybe this is the best it gets.
Well, she does say she's pretending, but yeah, I mean, she's saying like this. It's good.
Yeah.
Like it's so, and also there's
for sure.
There's got to be some sort of awareness then that also she's just kind of, scared that, maybe doesn't get better. Like,
exactly.
It's good, so should I, bail out and look for something that's great, or just stay with what's comfortable and and pretend or whatever. So it was really good lyrics.
Really cool.
Really
yeah,
nice.
I know that you don't really play any instruments. I know you had said before when you were young you tried to play guitar, but. Like I'm not quite a songwriter like her, but just playing different instruments, I totally get when I think anybody who plays any instrument, I think especially guitar, but when you play, you just play obviously you play whatever you want. So you even your brain might not know what you're about to play, but your heart knows what you want to play. So you start playing something that just is melancholic, you're like, that's got to be what you're feeling. There's no you didn't even think about it. That's just what your heart sort of plays.
Yeah.
So that is so cool. It's definitely I can totally see being scared of your guitar, like you said, where you just start playing, you're like, damn, I'm sad. You're like, damn, this is gonna be sad. This is not too happy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Great.
It is cool.
Great lyrics. Very cool.
So we'll move on to Stranger.
Alrighty.
I woke up this morning and I sat up straight in bed. I had the strangest feeling of this weight off of my chest. So nice. And everybody told me it would happen in time. The fire would burn out and all the storm clouds would subside. And I always believed that it was some comforting lie, but it feels nice. And I can't even remember what made me lose all that sleep. I cried a million rivers for you, but that's over now. You're just a stranger I know everything about. Ooh, you're just a stranger I know everything about. How did that happen? I can't imagine ever doing all that stuff for just some guy. Just some guy. Oh, but I hope that you're happy, babe. You know I really do. And God knows that I am the girl I am because of you. I was half myself without you. Now I feel so complete. And I can't even remember what made me lose all that sleep. I cried a million rivers for you, but that's over now. You're just a stranger I know everything nothing left for me to know. I had to stay, you had to go, and it was mean, but it doesn't matter anymore though. There's nothing left for me to sing. I screamed, I cried, I did the whole thing, and I loved you mad, but it doesn't matter anymore. No, I was fought a million battles, but you can't get to me now. You're just a stranger I know everything about. You're just a stranger I know everything about. You're just a stranger I know everything about.
That's cool.
A little country tone on
again,
that one,
yeah,
too.
a little bit.
A
mix of it. Yeah.
The harmony, I wasn't sure. It was a beautiful harmony. I wasn't. Is that her or is it someone else? Because it almost sounded a little different, but I wasn't totally sure.
I think it's just her.
It's probably just her.
I feel like it's just her because she doesn't. Actually, that you just made me realize something. She has because she only has 2 albums so far, and there's no features ever.
Yeah,
there's never been a feature.
Because that had kind of like a Emmylou Harris kind of a thing.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, country folk singer. Anyway. That was cool. I liked
That's the first song. She's like sort of getting over it.
Yeah, exactly. And that was a really good line. I mean, the stranger. I mean, that's what it's called. But I mean, that you're, because you break apart, and you were so madly in love, and then months, years sometimes go by, and it's like, wow, we're just strangers. But yeah, you're a stranger that I know everything about. Is it's an interesting line, and it's cool, it's an accurate line for how it happens sometimes in life. So. That was pretty cool.
I really like this part here. I don't know if she meant it to be like that, but when she says, "If I'm not enough for you, you're not enough for me," but because on the first album, she has a song called "Enough," being like, "Oh, enough for you," and she's struggling with she's like, "I want to just be enough for you. You never thought I was," and now it's like I don't know if she meant it to be, but it's almost like she finally got past that battle. It's like, well, if I'm not enough for you, you're not enough for me.
Yeah, no, that was a good line. I also like the. I was half myself without you. Now I feel so complete. Because usually you always hear the opposite, like, you complete me, you know? Yeah. Like, no, I'm complete without you. I was half myself when I was with you.
Well, sort of, yeah.
So it's an interesting, take on it. So, yeah, I thought it was interesting, when it's hard to see sometimes when you're in it, in the relationship, or certainly going through a breakup, but sometimes down the road, and you kind of look back and go, yeah, it was. Because in one part she did say, like, I am me because of who I was with you.
Exactly, yeah.
And so, yeah, realizing that and being self-aware and realizing, that sometimes even if it's a bad relationship, or, you bad breakup or whatever, but, later on you kind of look back and go, I still learned something. I still grew. I'm now the person I am because of that, and so it still was beneficial in some way. So it's a good self-awareness.
Yeah, that's definitely the moving on process. Because if you're just sort of stuck being like, fuck them, that's when it's like, this person ain't moved on. I don't know why. This person needs to go back one more loop on.
Yeah. So anyway, very nice.
Yeah, that was cool. So we're on to the last one now. So American. Which it started with, All American Bitch. I thought so. Yeah. So
okay.
Beginning and end are both American.
Okay.
Driving on the right side road, make house seem cold, feet on the dashboard. He's like a poem, I wish
That's got to be him. I feel that's.
Or at least somebody in the studio just screwing with it. Stop.
Yeah, that's good. She has got a few of those now in the album.
Yeah. So that seemed like a personal thing that she's dating.
It's not, she fully moved on now
to somebody else who's not American.
Yeah, that's what I actually did see. I don't know that much about it. I don't know if they're still together or anything, but I do remember seeing that she had a British boyfriend. So I presume that is who she's singing about.
I think I did hear something about that.
I know that she was. Was it a famous person?
If I recall correctly, and I'm sure
they'll tell us.
Let us know. I thought I'd heard something about he's the actor in the movies with Millie Bobby Brown where she plays like detectives.
Enola Holmes.
Yeah, Enola Holmes. Yeah.
I never watched
Sherlock Holmes' sister.
Okay, I never watched it, so I don't know.
There've been a couple.
Know that actor.
And he was in it, kind of like the sort of a love interest in it. Handsome guy. I
think I'd seen a picture. I know. I mean, you must be.
I think I read something where she was dating him, so maybe that's the one. And he would be
Probably,
British because it took place in England, and like Millie Bobby Brown is also British. And,
true. Yes.
And Sherlock Holmes and all that. So so that. If I recall correctly, I think that's
probably
the guy.
Because I do know that she was dating a British. I don't know if they're still together. I presume.
I don't know.
But so that's got to be who the song is about. Probably towards the beginning of the relationship, since this came out.
Yeah, I mean, she wants to marry him, so things are going well at this point anyway. So whenever she wrote that or put that,
that's
out,
cool
so
to
that's cool.
Put that the last one because it's the first one. She's sort of finally happy again and like.
Yeah. After all the other stuff, now she's clearly just happy and loves the guy, and everything's like wonderful songs about him, and he's the poem she wished she had written, like that. So that's a cool line. That was cool. That was a great.
Yeah, it was a cool 5 song. It was.
It went really fast, but I mean, it's just 5 songs, but it was a great addition to the 12 that came before, and it really has a nice flow to it, and. I don't know why she didn't just put it out that way, but I guess these all came out on separate vinyls or something like that.
Oh, did they? I know that this one, I know that the Guts Spilled is the deluxe, and it has the hole right where her face is, and he has so I know that part's different, so I guess that would make sense.
Yeah.
It's really cool. It goes surprising in 5 songs. It actually does, like you said, it does flow, because it starts with being sort of the same problems of obsessed, being not over your ex essentially, and then it just slowly works its way to being like, all right, I'm over you, and then like, oh, I got a new person.
Yeah, it really does continue the flow nicely, the thematic flow from the regular songs of the album, and which isn't always the case, because sometimes you be a record, you get bonus tracks, they have nothing whatsoever to do with it. It's just something I made. This all went perfectly well with the rest of the album, so it was great. Maybe we should check out her music videos at some point or something. This is all very impressed with her.
And then we'll see when she drops the next album. Should be this year.
Supposed to be sometime this year. Who knows when? Maybe soon. But love to
Which
check
now
that out.
Maybe, because before I was we were both wondering okay, we see the progression, where's it going to go on the third one? Now I'm thinking it's going to be love songs. It's going to be straight love songs.
Well, if she's still with the guy,
I think she is. I don't
know. Who knows? Hopefully she's happy. So that's cool.
Yeah, and also, by the way, covered every damn genre in that 5 songs.
Well, not every genre, but not
all the
jazz
majors
necessarily. But I mean,
rock,
you did have there's some folk rock and country.
So. Those are the main 3 for sure.
Really well done. No, that was fun. That was a great bonus song, man. That was
really
nice.
Cool. Thank you guys for recommending it.
Yeah, thank you.
And then if you haven't seen, also I'll put it up in the corner again, and it'll be the playlist. But make sure you go watch the Guts. I'd assume you must have watched it if you're here. But if you haven't, go watch our reaction to that. And then if you haven't seen the other one, you can go see Sour. And that's about it for now.
Yeah, thanks, Philip. Please give a like if you liked it, and subscribe. We'd love to have you watching our other stuff. Really appreciate you watching this one. So thanks so much.
Thank you guys for watching.
Take care.
Goodbye.